Many homeowners in Hawaii, especially veterans, are coming to a point where they need to sell their home, but they're up for orders and they're going to move. And if they want to sell their home, they do it with a potential loss, especially if they bought the home in the last 2.5 to 3 years. They try to sell the home, they're going to sell it at a loss, coming in with maybe $50,000 to cover all the expenses of selling a home, to include paying a realtor and whatnot. Or they hold on to the home and they're paying monthly out-of-pocket expenses to cover the shortage in rental income that could be upwards of $1,000. The other option is to rent the house out, although they may be paying up to $1,000 out of pocket every month to cover the difference between the rental income and the typical homeownership expenses. Let's look at a scenario to break down why it may be in your best interest to rent the house out at a monthly loss of upwards of $1,000. So let's break this scenario down. Say you have a home, the current value of the home is $700,000, and you're selling at a loss because you bought it 2.5 years ago and the home price appreciation has been largely stagnant. If you try to sell it, you would be selling at about a $50,000 out of pocket to cover those closing cost expenses. And if you rent it out, you're going to pay $1,000 a month to cover the difference between what you're receiving in rent and then the total expense of owning the home. So let's look at option one. Option one, you walk away from the home and you take an immediate financial hit of $50,000. You lose out on potential appreciation over the next 5 to 6 years, and you do not get the advantage of the long-term tax benefits or rental income. Option two is you rent it out and you have to cover that $1,000 a month out of pocket. Over 4 years, you will have to pay $48,000 out of pocket, potentially covering that difference. But what happens over those 4 years? Typically, home prices appreciate. Even at a modest 3% per year, in 4 years, it could be worth $787,000. That's an $87,000 increase in value. The tax benefits? Well, the tax benefits are you get to deduct that mortgage interest every year from your taxable income. You deduct your property taxes, and you're able to depreciate the home every year when you're filing your taxes. If you're in the 24% tax bracket, you could recover $10,000 to $15,000 in deductible expenses every year on your tax returns. In 4 years, you could sell your home at a profit and possibly even keep the home longer as you refinance as rates do come down, and that $1,000 a month out of pocket expense may become a $500 out of pocket expense, or even a net positive for you month over month. Because guess what? Rent's not going to go down, especially in Oahu. There is such a limit of homes. It's hard to buy a home. It's even harder to rent. And if you have a home that rents, then you're going to be in a position to raise that rent every time you have new tenants. In summary, here's why keeping the house may be the better option. First, future appreciation. All right, even conservative growth means a bigger payout later. Second, the tax benefits. You can deduct depreciation, property taxes, and expenses. Third is you're building long-term wealth. You're keeping a valuable asset in a high demand market. And fourth, flexibility. If rates drop, you can refinance and improve cash flow. And with a VA loan, guess what? This does not have to be your primary residence to do a VA interest rate reduction refinance loan. So you can refinance while you're living in Korea, all right, as long as you still own the home and you're making your mortgage payments on time. Selling a home locks you into a $50,000 loss today, but holding on to the home for 4 to 5 more years allows you to turn that negative into a positive as your home continues to appreciate over the course of time. Want to run the numbers on your home and see if renting your home or selling your home is a better option? DM me rent and we'll set up a time to meet and go over your specific situation.